The Tokoloshe, also called Tokoloshe or hyally, is a small unknown animal appearing in Zulu mythology. This primate-like creature inhabits the nations of South Africa and Lesotho. It is said to be fast, and somewhat ghost-like. It supposedly loves curdled milk. Its violent nature has put fear into locals, as some reports claim that the Tokoloshe will try to choke their victims. It is supposedly withered and gray and has long bony fingers. It has a hole in its head and is small. Legend. Another explanation is that the Tokoloshe resembles a zombie, poltergeist, or gremlin, created by South African shamans who have been offended by someone. The Tokoloshe may also wander, causing mischief wherever it goes, particularly to schoolchildren. Other details include its gremlin-like appearance and gouged-out eyes. They are supposedly animated during a ritual in which a sangoma, traditional African witch, thrusts a hot poker into their forehead. The Tokoloshe, according to the Zulu shaman Credo Mutwa, has been known to take on many forms. One form is as described above, but others have portrayed the Tokoloshe as being a bear-like humanoid being. The Tokoloshe is said to attempt to disrupt communities and break up relationships by generally harassing the people living there. Activities the Tokoloshe is known to perform include raping both men and women, beating up or choking people while they sleep, and repeatedly stealing things such as articles of clothing. Many Zulu and Sangha people, and people from many other southern African cultures, are still extremely superstitious when it comes to things like the supposedly fictional Tokoloshe, a hairy creature created by a sangoma. According to legend, the only way to truly destroy a Tokoloshe is to find and destroy the muti left by the sangoma, which gives the Tokoloshe its power. Muti is a catch-all term for traditional African medicine, but the muti supposedly used in the creation of a Tokoloshe involves a selection of oils, herbal balms and the body parts of various animals. This mixture is then buried close to the house of the person the sangoma wishes the Tokoloshe to attack. Preventative and pacifying measures against the Tokoloshe are much easier to do, and may involve the scattering of special blessed salts around doorframes and windowsills. These salts come dyed in various colors and are referred to as Tokoloshe salts. But by far the most famous way to ward off a Tokoloshe is to place bricks under the legs of one's bed. However, this will only protect the person using said bed, as it may instead cause havoc not involving said person. In 2009 there were many widespread cases of a female human-sized Tokoloshe who claimed to have the name, Livashni. This has yet to be dismissed as a hoax. There are many stories about the Tokoloshe, but one in particular adds another interesting dimension to the composite picture of this creature. On Ukhozi FM, an Izulu radio station broadcast from Durban, there was an interview one morning with a man who claimed to have the recipe for seeing a Tokoloshe. The recipe ran thus. First, you must remove the ubuthongo, the sleep, from a dog's eye, first thing in the morning. You must then put this sleep in your eye. Dogs can see Tokoloshe, and so you must take their power into your own eyes before you can also see him. Then, it is very important that you stay far away from the hearth. The Tokoloshe is terribly afraid of fire, and the smell of smoke on your clothes will chase him away immediately. You will see him in the lonely places, near water. Seeing Tokoloshe is only the first step, however, there are many imithi which need to be used to strengthen yourself against his magic, and to trap him, and then to keep him. If you look at the different characteristics of the Tokoloshe, there are broadly two divergent aspects: his hyper-sexuality and his fear of civilization. The hyper-sexuality is a common feature of nocturnal demons such as succubi, as well as trickster or magical mythological figures such as Loki and Hermes. It may, in the South African context, be very tempting to trace the stories of Tokoloshe's sexuality to more real predators, especially in light of one detail: the modern tendency to associate the Tokoloshe with the bricks under the bed. In modern South African homes, many people still raise their beds using bricks, or empty paint tins, in order to avoid the Tokoloshe's advances. To anyone aware of the current issues around child abuse and rape in South Africa, these details speak of a fear of being sexually assaulted, as well as the fear of the real person committing the assault. By saying that, "the Tokoloshe raped me last night," you are avoiding saying that, "my uncle raped me." However, in light of the fact that the Tokoloshe's hypersexuality is found in other mythological and folklore figures around the world and across time, it's probably better if we move away from the immediate context of South Africa and consider the facts a bit more objectively. Folklore figures noted for their prominent sexuality are often associated with fertility, and are equally as often associated with apotropaic, defending against evil, qualities, e.g. Hermes, and his ithyphallic statues used as street signs in ancient Athens. However, the ones who sneak into bedrooms at night, such as the succubi, are usually part of a more complex category of bogeymen, stories told to children to scare them into doing, or not doing, as the case may be, something or other. So the Tokoloshe is probably part fertility figure and part boogeyman. But the issue of his fear of civilization is an intriguing one. According to many different sources, he only appears in wild places, near water, and at night. This may be an added feature of his boogeyman status, but there are also elements of Pan-type deities in this description. Of interest too is his fear of the smell of smoke from hearth fires.